Welcome back everyone to Three Lines TCG. I have an exciting video for you today. We're going to be opening up a case and a half of double packs from OP-12 Legacy of the Master. Now, before we continue, I have to shout out my boy Ty. Actually, Ty's parents ended up getting these at a Barnes & Noble while they were on their travels. So this is a case and a half, like I say, and a case usually has 8 double packs in each of the cases. And then, you know, of course, they have to normally sell them individually at the stores. So generally, they'll break open the case and then they'll scan them all individually. And that is what had to happen in this particular case. So we basically have 12 double packs we're going to be opening today. 8 of them are from a official case and 4 of them are just leftover double packs that were whatever was left in the store at the time. So that is what we're going to be doing today. Double packs are quite exciting only because there isn't really like a set structure. You know, you can kind of get random stuff in here. People have pulled mangas in double packs before. People have pulled SPs, you know. So we're kind of giving ourselves a decent chance to maybe get some better hits than we would normally do if we opened up a regular box. The double packs also come with 2 exclusive dons, which are exciting if you want to make a deck. So we're excited to see what those are as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the opening. So as you can see, the double packs come with 2 OP-12 packs, and then of course an official Don pack. So these are the exclusive Dons. Let's get all these cracked. Okay, so let's start with the Don packs first. Let's go ahead and get those out the way. I want to see what the exclusive ones actually look like in person. I saw them online. They're only a couple dollars a piece, so nothing too crazy, but they are beautiful looking cards. And here's the first one. So this is the 3D crossed out Straw Hat Luffy Don card here. A little bit darker. Like, I remember seeing this online on TCG Player, and the actual artwork definitely looks a little bit darker compared to the other one. And, you know, when you put 2 and 2 together, I'll do a little quiz question at the end here. It kind of makes sense as to why they've done it that way. But that's a beautiful card. I think if you were to run a Luffy leader, then you'd probably want to run a playset of these. And maybe even the other version as well. Let's see what we get in this one. Okay, so it looks like another 3D. So 2 3Ds so far. And then let's look at this one. Oh, this one's new. Okay, here we go. So here's the 2Y. Now, I personally prefer this. I think it pops a bit more. Like, I do think there's a bit more color. Of course, you've got his hand. Same level of detail with the texture. But now I can ask you, do you know what that means? If you're a true One Piece fan, you should know what 3D and 2Y means. Well, it's his tattoo. It's talking about Luffy's tattoo. Of course, 3D stands for 3 days, which was the original plan for when the crew were going to get together. And then 2Y obviously stands for 2 years, which was the time frame when they would reunite. And the crossed out on the 3D just basically means that that was not the original plan. The original plan is not, you know, a go. We're going with the other one, which was, you know, the 2-year break. So there's your little quiz question for the Don there. Little history on Luffy's little tattoo on his arm. But now let's get into the OP-12 pack. So excited for these. I'm going to go through these a little slow. I've seen most of these already, to be honest with you, but I'll go slow for you guys if this is your first time seeing the commons. Really beautiful cards and very useful cards for some of these new decks. Inazuma, I didn't know he was in here. Now, I've opened up the illustration boxes, so I've only opened up 4 packs of OP-12, so a lot of this will still be new. I didn't know Ivankov was in here. That's cool. 3-cost blocker. That probably is going to be used in the Koala deck, I would imagine. Rev Army has an interesting Koala yellow deck that's out with OP-12. Tashiki's very playable, used in the Zoro deck. And we have a Luffy to begin. We have seen this one before. We saw this in the illustration boxes. A beautiful SR Luffy here. Very playable and needed in the Rayleigh deck currently. But beautiful artwork too. Just like an amazing scene. So I think for collectors and for players, a beautiful card there. Only for $2 too. It kind of went down in value, so definitely worth a pickup if you see one in the wild. How has your OP-12 pack look been going so far? Obviously the set's been out for couple weeks now, so I've kind of been a bit later to this one, but a very, very cool set and something that I'm excited to probably continue to open. Of course, very Zoro heavy. Both ties have pulled the SP Zoro, so I'm the only one left that needs one. So I don't know, I'm either going to get one individually for the PC, or we'll hopefully try and pull one today, or hit one. Nice wiper there. Actually, that new wiper is actually good in the new Calgara deck, which is sort of a off-meta yellow deck. And I actually pulled the Calgara in the last video, I think we did. We got the alternate art leader from that, which was quite exciting. But I will probably be rebuilding that deck and making just a nice little off-meta yellow deck. We have something at the end here. A nice Nico Robin alternate art character card. Ooh, very nice. Beautiful looking card. You got the cherry blossom going on. I mean, just in general, just based on the first look, the centering looks bang on. I think this is about a $30 to $35 card. I think it's very much so needed in the Koala deck, so if you are going to run Koala as your leader, this is a very, very good card. This is basically one of the required blockers that you'll need in that deck. It also allows you to manipulate your opponent's hand, so a very good card. It's also Nico Robin, Straw Hat Crew, will always do well in the collector sphere as well. So we start off here with a Kinemon, which I haven't seen. A nice looking common there. This looks pretty much right when he's in basically the depths of hell. I mean, when he pretty much should have never survived against Kaido there. We've got Alvida, a beautiful looking card there. Maybe some support for Boogie. Miss All Sunday, another Nico Robin. A beautiful card. I've not seen that trigger used before. -1 Dom, play this card. That's an interesting trigger. My boy Zoro, Buffalo, Zephyr. I will be talking about him a lot. We need 4 of those this video. He is required in the new Kuzon deck, which I'm trying to build. I love this Crocus, man. Oh, this is so awesome. Laboon in the background. Just, again, for an uncommon, so well done. Just underrated. I think it's very well detailed. I love that. Will definitely be going into the collection regardless. That's the koala I was talking about. So this is the new black yellow koala. Very annoying to play against. Type used it quite a lot against me when I was running my Bello Betty red yellow deck, so it's quite annoying. But we did end on the Baby 5 here, which is actually quite an interesting card. If your leader is multicolored, draw 2 cards. Could be quite useful. Actually, even in my Bello Betty deck. Probably wouldn't run it though, just because it doesn't have Red Army. That's the thing where you got to understand with some of these cards, they can work really well. It's just like, what's their type and can it be searched for? You know, like this Bello Betty would be better, but I mean it's black, so I can't use it in my red yellow Bello Betty deck. You know what I mean? So there's definitely some limitations, but that would probably go with the Koala deck. I do like this Crocodile. Nice, interesting artwork there. Reminds me of like, you know, Baroque works Crocodile, really, very much so. Those sort of artworks. So. Cool there. Bastille, Virgo, the Frog, Zeph, a Baby Zoro. Needed in the Zoro deck, you need to run 4 of those, I believe. And then you have Hack as well, which is another blocker in that Koala Rev Army deck. Very much so needed as well. I think you run 4 of these. Very, very good card because of its on KO effect as well. And at the end, we got Vince McGrasian. Yeah! What I love about this card, actually, is if you zoom in and go really, really into detail, obviously at the point that we really want to look at, which is over here, you'll notice that you'll see Sanji and Luffy in the background. That is truly what we're looking at there. Just a beautiful, you know, just in the background, escaping, I assume. I can't remember the exact scene, but yeah. What a card. Only for $1, too. Kind of criminal, I think. It's an SR, so you'll see a lot of them, so it's okay. Ippon Matsu, who I think is actually used in the Zoro deck as well, because it's quite useful for just a 3 cost. Basically a built-in blocker. You've got Bonnie, Kinemon, Baby Shanks and Baby Buggy. Still, probably that and the Grokus are some of my favorites so far. We've got Carmen from the East Blue, 2 Sword Style, Lamy, Inazuma, Soul, Baby 5, and we have a chance of a hit at the end here. Ooh, just a double rare, but it is the Kuzon. We will end up needing to get 4 of those to complete that new deck, which is quite exciting. This one is like you may trash 1 card from your hand, and then one of your opponent's characters cannot attack until the end of the next phase, which you just got to time correctly, and if you do time that effect correctly, then it can be quite useful. The thing about the Kuzon deck is that it's all very situational. you've got like multiple big 8-cost drops that can do unique effects, and it's just the timing of when you do them. Kuzon's problem is that it's just very, very weak early. I think until he gets to about 8 Don, that's when he starts to get pretty annoying to play against. Nice baby 5 here, but in her actual baby form, which we don't see quite often. I've not seen an artwork of her done in like her childhood form before. I don't think. Maybe that's wrong, but. Helmeppo, I've unfortunately got to keep this card because my boy Zoro is in the background. I love the fact this is a cool card, cool scene, but Helmeppo looks like an absolute freak here. I don't know what is going on. I don't want to keep it because of him, but I gotta keep one of those for the collection for Zoro, of course. Wiper, Odin, we've got Sabo, which I do like this artwork for a rare, and then a chance at the end. Captains Assembled. I do like this one. This one feels, again, for just an event card, so much detail. It feels like you've got 4 manga panels there going over like the 4 main Rev Army leaders, and I don't know, just a very, very cool card for a Rev Army perspective, and obviously something that you would need to run in the Koala deck. I think that's one of your searchers that you'd run in that deck. So. Okay, we're coming close to the end of the just 4 regular double packs here. Let's see if we can end strong. We've only gotten 1 hit so far, 1 like major hit, but obviously these are only ever 2 packs apiece, so they're going to be kind of sporadic here. Zoro leader, so we have a leader pack, so we know we don't have anything here, but happy to actually get my hands on one of the Zoro leaders. Actually got the exact same rares on the last pack as we did on the other one, so not too, that's not really that wasn't really a good double pack, I'd say. We've got the dog, Morgan, Chibi Morgan. Ooh, Rosinante, that is needed in the Kuzon deck. I probably will end up running 4 of them, at least 3 though. Monet, which we have looked at before. Douglas Bullets, Calgara, this is another one that's used in that new Calgara off-meta deck. Very good card. And at the end, we have a potential hit chance here. We got Gob, let's go. Okay, here we go. That's a great start. So, if you don't know, Kuzon requires 4 Gobs. This is your main carry. You may trash 1 card from your hand, play up to 1 blue Navy type character card with 8,000 power, or more, or less, sorry, as long as it's a Navy type, from your hand onto your field, other than Monkey D. Garp. So this is the card that's going to allow you to get those big bodies that I was talking about earlier on the field to do some damage in that next turn. Okay, moving onwards to the 8 remaining packs. Like I say, this is the case of double packs. Let's go ahead and get it ripped open. Okay, we've done all the Don and all of the packs. Let's go ahead and rip through all the Don first, just because we know that they're only a couple dollars a piece, and let's see what we end up getting. So last time it seemed pretty even. We got 2 of each on the last 4, so let's see if we get 2 of each on this one as well. It's looking like it. Yeah, so that's the only downside, I guess, to the double packs, is that you can't get a full playset of one of the individual Dons. It looks like they give you 4 and 4, so you're guaranteed going to have these split up. Now, originally I would have said, that probably isn't that good, but given the fact that it's based on the tattoo, that is 3D, 2Y, you may want to run 5 of each, That could be a good little idea there for your Don deck. That's just what I would think of if I was going to run both of them, but otherwise, let's go ahead and move on and get into the rest of the packs here. So another Rosinante, very good. That is 2 down. We need 2 more to go. Pacifista, Bastille, Carmen, 2 Sword Style, Lamy, got the Baby Zoro, Jin, which I didn't know he was in the set. Captains Assembled, and at the end, we have a Sengoku. Very nice. We need, I think, 4 of those for our deck. It's very, very useful in the Kuzon deck for searching. So, and I think that they're, I don't want to say short to print, but I don't think we pulled really any of them in the last video. So hopefully we can get some more Sengokus as well. Again, this is all for my new Blue Navy Kuzon deck, which of course I can start doing deck lists and stuff like that if you want detailed, lists of some of the decks that I'm running. Both ties are actually running locals now. We've actually got a place not that close to me, but it's relatively close, that are running tournaments now. So I may start picking up more content with doing more competitive One Piece TCG play, legitimately, like actually building decks. And obviously the sim has always been a big thing that I've enjoyed building new decks with, but it's definitely something that maybe we'll be going into from a content perspective moving forward as well. Obviously, we'll still love to open the cards, need them for the decks too. Nice Sonji here. I do like that Doffy as well for the rare. But yeah, I think that's what we'll do, and I've been really enjoying playing 1v1s in person, so I've just got to find a way to be able to record it all and, you know, let you guys watch it in a way that seems palpable, because right now I can't wrap my head around how I'm going to actually record it with the current equipment I have. So I'll figure that out, though, and we'll start getting those type of videos out soon, because really love the One Piece TCG, and I hope... there's another one! That's 2 out of the 4! Very, very good! But yeah, like I say, I've been enjoying the One Piece TCG, playing the decks, on top of opening them, so hopefully if you're watching this, you're maybe doing the same. Again, if you're into just collecting, keep collecting. Obviously, One Piece is much more focused on the game itself and the players rather than collecting, but it doesn't mean that that won't be the case in the future. So if you're just in it for the collection, hey, stick with it. You're helping us out a lot in the long run when it comes to the really the longevity of this game. Now we've got the Rosinante. We do have a hit at the end. We got the Jewelry Bonnie Secret Rare. Woohoo! That's a new one. We haven't seen that one. A beautiful looking card. 5 cost 6k. I've never actually read this one. Bonnie has some really good cards. She has a really good deck too. Her just green Bonnie is just strong in general. But this is a 5 cost 6k blocker. If you have 8 or more rested cards, draw 2 cards, trash 1 card from your hand, then set up to one of your Don cards as active. It seems okay. It seems very situational. Again, I think right now, I don't know if there's a place for that in some of the green decks. I could be wrong. I don't play a lot of green, to be fair. But I think there's better Bonnie cards out there right now. I think this is a $10 to $12 card. It's definitely very useful. Again, I just don't know if there's a better version for the 5 cost 6k. And speaking of playing, I will say, I don't know if you saw this, there was a recent leak from Bandai that they were suggesting, I think it was a tweet, that says that they are currently working on an official sim for the game, which I think is well overdue. And I actually feel kind of bad for the guy who's made the current sim, because it's obviously all fan-made. I just really hope that Bandai is going to get in contact with him and, you know, try and get him a good deal, because he's pretty much built the game already. They just need to, you know, make it a bit more, you know, AAA title and add like a ranked mode and stuff like that. Nice Trafalgar Law SR on the end here. I do love this card, to be honest with you. My favorite part of this card is the Doffy in the back. If you look, his eyes are actually hollowed. So if you kind of shine the light, his glasses shine in and out. So I just think that's a beautiful little detail there. And of course, you've got the nice Law pretty much flipping you off too, which is kind of funny. I didn't even think of that. I was like, yeah, you know, I don't think in Pokemon you could get away with that, but obviously in One Piece, the rules are going to be a little bit more, maybe a bit more lenient. But here we go. Miss All Sunday, Morgan, Bello Betty, Crocodile, Lindbergh. I will make Whitebeard the King of the Pirates or something. Big long title. Zoro, my boy, drinking the beer. Sonji, needed in the Sonji deck, which is another deck Ty is running, and the Sabo at the end. Now, of course, we have PRB02 in October. It's already extremely expensive. I think cases are already 2,500, so I can't promise. Initially, we were going to save up and not do OP-12 case, and we were going to do a PRB02 case, but I don't know. The prices are just ridiculous right now, so I can't promise that that's going to happen. But hopefully we can at least try and get like a box in or something. It just seems like a crazy set, so we're going to definitely try and open that next month in October. Just a leader pack on that one. And that leader actually was the Sonji I was talking about earlier. That's actually a very interesting deck and something that Ty has been running. He thinks it has a lot of potential. I think it's just a bit weak right now at certain points, but it's quite fun. It seems like a quite fun deck to play, and maybe something I'll get into as well. But I'll bring that up later on if we end up, like I say, building that deck. We have a Jin, another Kuzan, which is very good, and a chance at the end here. Let's see what we got. Oh, an SR, Shirahoshi. Which actually, you know, okay, it's really not that expensive a card. It's not really as useful as you think it would be. I think it's definitely support for, you know, the OP-11 Shirahoshi decks, but it's still, I think this is just more a beautiful card. You've obviously got Shirahoshi and you've got Luffy, you know, munching down in the background there. So I just think that's more of a collection piece, to be honest. it will be useful in a lot of yellow decks, but I think there's just better Shirahoshis out there, in my opinion. But, you know, it'll stay at a solid 50 cents to $1. It will probably permanently be in that, I would say. Leader pack here, but we did get the exclusive Don, or we got the other Don that comes with the regular OP-12 packs, which looks quite nice with the, like I said, with the Rayleigh deck there. So I think if you're going to run the new red Rayleigh, you may want to try and pick up a playset of the Rayleigh Dons. I think that would look nice all together. Kinemon, Teach, we've got Barati, Zoro, Bastille, Ursa Shark. I do like that one, yeah. Every time. Get him, Kuma. Koala, rare, and at the end we have a chance. Just a double rare, but it is a Shaku Yaku, who is needed in the Rayleigh deck. This is your searcher in the Rayleigh deck, usually to get your Luffy secret rare that we were talking about, or get a red event to your hand so that you can do the Rayleigh effect, which is all about showing 2 event cards in your hand. So it's an interesting mechanic. A couple people have actually asked on the, actually ironically on my tutorial of how to play the game, have been asking what decks they should be, you know, what structure decks they should be looking at if they're brand new, and I was suggesting the new Shank structure deck is very strong, and there's some like Teach and some of the other structure decks, but Rayleigh's very good too if you want to build a red deck. I love this Slam Gibson here. I've actually not seen this one. This is a new event card here. I'm not sure if it's even playable or used, but that one definitely is. Dracula Mihawk, a beautiful card, a very well designed. The alternate art looks dope as well, if you've not seen it. But this is an extremely useful card, and it will be played in every green deck from here on out. This is basically a 4-cost 8k blocker. That's basically what this becomes. When you play it on the field, you get to you get to activate 4 of your rested Don. So it basically only costs 4. The only downside is that you can't play a base cost of 7 or more during this turn after you've played it. So you just got to time it correctly. But if you time it correctly, I mean, you're looking at a 4-cost 8k blocker, which is just too good. I mean, it's just too good. Especially in the green decks where you're going to be very reliant on like a Hoddy Jones carry and Cavendish. So I think that Mihawk is going to be a very playable card from here on out in the future. The leader pack we got there was the Kuzon. So that is the leader that I will be running. If you've never read what he does, basically anytime you trash a card from your hand, or anytime a Navy type effect that, you know, discards a card from your hand, you're allowed to draw. So in other words, every time it says you may trash a card, you actually end up drawing a card for it. So it's very, very an interesting mechanic and quite cool with some of the cards that are in it, and that's why I want to try and make it work. It seems quite weak, but I think if it gets some decent support, it could be quite useful. We've got something at the end here. Ooh, Perona, the other very, very useful card. This is, of course, the Searcher for Zoro, but it's just a Searcher in general. It's it's used in a lot of other green decks that aren't Zoro, because it's just reveal up to 1 / attribute card or green event and add it to your hand. So a very useful Searcher, and the background means that I will end up having to keep one. I don't know if you saw it in the background there when I zoomed in, but there is like a little chibi Zoro in the background, and Mihawk is in there too. So I think it's a beautiful card. I know Ty isn't a fan of the actual chibi look of Perona herself, but I think the card is very playable, useful, and has got some cool stuff going on in the background. Hina, a very need that in the Kuzon deck as well. It's basically like the 2-cost Sonji, red Sonji. It has a very similar effect. We've got the Hack and another Garb. Let's go. Okay, so the first time when getting 3 copies of this card is actually a good thing. I don't remember if we pulled one in the illustration boxes, but if we didn't, that should be 3, right? So we should only need 1 more, and that will be the main carry needed for our Kuzon deck. So excited to do that, and the most expensive. The thing about the Kuzon deck right now is it's dirt cheap. I'm sure those Garps are at what, $1.25. Pick up 4 of them. That's pretty much all you need. Everything else are pennies on the dollar. So cheap deck if you want to get into it, but also quite fun. Color of the Supreme King Hockey. And at the end, just a Sakazuki. So we will need that for the Kuzon deck, of course, but that is all we ended up getting today. So nothing too crazy, to be honest. Unfortunately, out of 12 double packs, this is what we got. So we got the 3 Garps, which is obviously good for me, but if you didn't want to run the Kuzon deck, then that's quite disappointing. You got a Perona. Mihawk is the most expensive SR, so that was a decent hit. You got the Shirahoshi, the Law, Not a lot of duplicates with them, but I do like the lore, like I said, the artwork, and of course we like Reiju, of course. Luffy, that will be the next best SR, I would say. I think it really is just like Mihawk, Perona, Luffy. Those are the three best. I was happy with the Nico Robin, though. This was a beautiful card. At least we got a decent alternate art hit. And then a new secret rare that we haven't seen yet. So it's a beautiful, beautiful design and everything else. So I was happy that we managed to pull that. But of course, I don't know how playable it will be. Like I say, it's sitting about $10 to $12, which is probably where it will stay. And that's it. That's everything that we have today. I hope you've enjoyed this double pack. Overall, if you were going to do this versus just getting a regular booster box, I think you're still better off getting the regular booster box. This was basically equivalent to like a 2-hit booster box. I think we actually ended up getting less SRs than you're guaranteed. So if you want, I guess, less leaders, then maybe getting the double packs would be worth. But otherwise, I would say stick to the booster boxes. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.